In every human endeavor, definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. Just as a ship without a compass drifts aimlessly at sea, so too will relationships without a clear and shared purpose wander into confusion, misunderstanding, and eventual collapse. The same principle that builds empires, wins fortunes, and turns dreams into reality applies with equal force to the bonds between people. In my studies of the most successful men and women of our time, I have found that they do not leave their personal relationships to chance. They understand that love, trust, and mutual respect grow stronger when both individuals are working toward a common objective. A relationship without purpose is like a garden intended. Definiteness of purpose in relationships begins with clarity, knowing what you desire from the connection and what you are prepared to give in return. Too often, people enter into partnerships, whether romantic, familial, or professional, without first defining their expectations, values, and shared vision. They rely on hope, and hope without action is only wishful thinking. When two people unite under a definite purpose, they create a force far greater than the sum of their individual strengths. This purpose may be to build a family rooted in love and security, to support each other's ambitions, to grow spiritually together, or to create a legacy that benefits others. The specific aim matters less than the mutual commitment to it. But understand this truth: definiteness of purpose demands discipline. It requires that you remain true to your shared goals even when emotions run high, when misunderstandings occur, or when external pressures threaten to pull you apart. Love is the foundation, but purpose is the blueprint. Love can inspire you, but purpose will guide you. Ask yourself, do the relationships in your life have a clear and inspiring purpose? Have you communicated that purpose openly and with conviction? Are your daily actions in alignment with it? The answers to these questions will determine the strength and endurance of every bond you hold dear. A relationship guided by a definite purpose does not stumble blindly into the future. It moves forward with direction, fueled by understanding, and strengthened by the unwavering will to achieve together. And in that unity, there is not only happiness, but also the unstoppable momentum of two souls moving toward a shared destiny. Remember, just as in business or in life, in relationships, definiteness of purpose is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Where there is purpose, there is progress. Where there is progress, there is fulfillment. And where there is fulfillment, there is a love that can withstand the storms of time. Purpose is the compass that guides every meaningful relationship toward growth, stability, and fulfillment. Without it, connections become vulnerable to confusion, misdirection, and emotional drift. Just as a sailor depends on a compass to navigate the open seas, two people in a relationship depend on a shared purpose to determine their direction and keep them on course through the challenges of life. And when there is no defined purpose, even the strongest feelings can lose their focus. Love may still be present, but without a sense of where you're headed together, misunderstandings can arise, priorities can become scattered, and small issues can snowball into bigger problems. Purpose acts as that steady reference point you both can return to, no matter how rough the waters become. This purpose is not always about grand achievements or lofty goals. It can be as simple as committing to support each other's growth, to raise a family with shared values, or to live in a way that reflects mutual respect and kindness. What matters is that it is clear, agreed upon, and important to both people involved. Once this direction is set, it becomes much easier to make decisions because you can measure each choice against whether it moves you closer to or further from your shared aim. Purpose also brings resilience to a relationship. Life is unpredictable. You will encounter obstacles, disagreements, and moments of doubt. When those moments come, couples without a shared compass often let circumstances dictate their reactions. But couples with a clear purpose know where they are headed, and that knowledge helps them respond with patience, unity, and determination. The storms may be strong, but their compass keeps them moving toward calmer waters. In addition, having a purpose reduces the risk of drifting apart over time. Many relationships fail not because of a single major event, but because the individuals slowly lose alignment with each other's priorities. A shared compass keeps both people engaged, aware, and intentional about nurturing the bond. It reminds them why they started the journey together and why it is worth continuing. The beauty of this principle is that it applies to all types of relationships, not only romantic partnerships, but friendships, family ties, and even professional collaborations. Purpose gives every connection meaning. It transforms a casual association into a purposeful alliance and turns emotional connection into a powerful, lasting partnership. Ultimately, purpose is not just a navigational tool, it is a source of inspiration. It reminds you that your relationship is not simply about existing together, but about moving towards something greater. It provides a reason to keep working, keep loving, and keep building. And when you both hold that compass firmly in your hands, no distance, no storm, and no challenge can take you off course for long. Clarity before commitment is one of the most important principles for building strong, lasting relationships. Too often, people step into deep commitments, whether in love, friendship, or partnership, without truly understanding themselves, the other person, or the shared vision they are about to pursue. This lack of clarity can lead to misunderstandings, unmet expectations, and emotional strain that could have been avoided with honest communication from the beginning. Clarity means knowing exactly what you want, what you value, and what you are prepared to give. It is about being truthful with yourself first. Before you commit to someone, ask yourself, what is my vision for this relationship? What principles do I want to live by? What boundaries are important to me? Without answering these questions, you may find yourself making promises that you cannot keep or agreeing to situations that conflict with your core values. But clarity is not a one-sided process. It is equally important to understand the other person's desires, values, and expectations. This requires open, respectful, and sometimes challenging conversations. It means asking them where they see the relationship going, how they define loyalty, trust, and respect, and what their long-term goals are. When two people bring their truths to the table before making a commitment, they build a foundation of trust and mutual understanding. Without this step, many relationships start on emotional intensity alone. The excitement of connection can make it easy to ignore warning signs or assume that you and the other person naturally want the same things. But emotions, while powerful, are not enough to sustain a relationship over time. When the initial excitement fades, the differences in values, priorities, or visions can create conflicts that feel impossible to resolve. Clarity before commitment helps prevent these painful surprises. Having clarity also makes decision making easier once you are in the relationship. When you both know the purpose, direction, and boundaries, you can resolve conflicts faster because you already have an agreed upon framework. You won't have to guess where the other person stands or worry about hidden expectations. Your path will be guided by the shared understanding you established from the start. This principle applies in all areas of life. In friendships, clarity prevents misunderstandings about trust, support, and time investment. In professional relationships, clarity about roles, responsibilities, and goals ensures smooth collaboration. And in romantic partnerships, clarity protects both people from building their lives around assumptions instead of reality. Ultimately, clarity before commitment is an act of respect for yourself, for the other person, and for the relationship itself. It is a way of saying, I value this connection enough to be honest and intentional from the very beginning. When you take the time to gain that clarity, your commitment becomes not just a leap of faith, but a step of confidence toward a shared future you both understand and believe in. Shared goals create strength because they unite two people under a common mission, turning their combined efforts into a force far greater than either could achieve alone. In relationships, whether romantic, familial, or professional, individual strengths are valuable, but when they are directed toward a shared aim, they multiply in impact. It is the difference between two people walking side by side without a destination and two people marching together toward a purpose they both deeply believe in. A shared goal serves as an anchor for the relationship. Life is unpredictable, and challenges will inevitably arise. When those challenges come, couples or partners who have a common goal are far less likely to be pulled apart. Instead, they are drawn closer together because their attention is fixed not on the problem itself, but on the outcome they are striving to achieve. The goal gives them perspective. It reminds them of the bigger picture and why the relationship is worth preserving through temporary struggles. Shared goals also strengthen trust. When you know that the other person is working toward the same objective with the same dedication, doubts about loyalty or commitment fade away. You see their actions aligning with your own purpose, and that alignment builds a deep sense of security. You're no longer wondering if you are both on the same page, and you know it because your daily choices reflect it. Moreover, shared goals bring clarity to decision making. Instead of debating endlessly over what direction to take, you can measure every choice against a single question. Does this move us closer to our goal or further away from it? This simple filter prevents wasted energy on distractions or conflicts that do not serve your greater mission. The process of pursuing goals together also creates powerful bonds. Working towards something meaningful side by side requires communication, compromise, and mutual encouragement. You celebrate victories together, learn from setbacks together, and grow stronger through the process. Over time, the shared memories of your progress become part of the relationship's foundation, adding depth and resilience. Importantly, shared goals do not erase individuality. Each person can still have personal dreams and ambitions, but the shared mission ensures that their individual paths run parallel, not in opposition. This balance allows both people to thrive personally while still moving forward as a united team. In every type of relationship, the principle holds true. Unity of purpose breeds strength. A romantic couple might work toward building a family rooted in love and stability. Business partners might aim to grow a company that makes a difference in the world. Friends might commit to supporting each other's growth and happiness. Whatever the aim, the power comes from knowing it is a mutual pursuit. When two people share a goal and commit themselves fully to it, they tap into a strength that cannot be found in solitary effort. They stop working just for themselves and begin working for something larger, a shared vision that fuels their connection, sharpens their focus, and makes them unstoppable together. Discipline sustains purpose because even the clearest vision and the strongest intentions will fade without consistent action to uphold them. In relationships, purpose gives you direction, but discipline is what keeps you walking that path day after day, especially when emotions, circumstances, or external pressures tempt you to drift away from it. Love may be the spark that ignites a connection, but discipline is the steady flame that keeps it burning. Discipline in relationships is not about rigid control. It is about making intentional choices that support the purpose you have agreed upon together. It means showing up consistently, keeping promises, and honoring commitments, even when it is inconvenient or when you do not feel like it. Anyone can act with love and attentiveness when everything is going well. True discipline is proven in the moments when you feel tired, frustrated, or distracted, yet still choose to put in the effort. Life will test every purpose. Disagreements will arise, unexpected challenges will appear, and there will be days when you and your partner feel out of sync. Without discipline, it becomes easy to let those moments chip away at your connection. But when discipline is in place, you respond differently. Instead of letting emotions dictate your actions, you lean on the habits and principles you have committed to. You continue to communicate respectfully, to prioritize your shared goals, and to nurture the bond even in difficult times. Discipline also requires self control. In every relationship, there will be moments when ego, pride, or impatience threaten to take over. Discipline helps you pause before reacting, to consider the long term health of the relationship rather than chasing the temporary satisfaction of a being right or winning an argument. It is the ability to keep your shared purpose higher than your momentary emotions. Furthermore, discipline fosters trust. When you repeatedly act in ways that are consistent with your shared vision, your partner learns that they can rely on you, not just when it's easy, but when it's hard. That trust deepens the bond and creates a sense of safety that is essential for any relationship to thrive. It is important to understand that discipline is not something you practice once. It is a daily choice. Just as an athlete trains consistently to stay in peak condition, a relationship requires continual investment to stay strong. Small acts of discipline, like listening fully, keeping your word, showing appreciation, or resolving conflicts quickly, compound over time to create lasting stability and connection. Brody, purpose without discipline is like a plan without action. It may look inspiring on paper, but it will not survive the tests of real life. When discipline sustains your purpose, however, You create a relationship that can weather storms, adapt to changes, and grow stronger with each passing year. In the end, discipline is the bridge between the love you feel and the life you build together, ensuring that your purpose is not just an idea but a lived reality. Purpose brings fulfillment because it gives meaning to every effort, every sacrifice, and every shared moment in a relationship. Without purpose, even the most affectionate connections can feel empty over time because there is no greater reason driving the bond forward. With purpose, however, each day becomes part of a meaningful journey where the relationship is not simply about existing together, but about creating something worthwhile. In relationships, purpose acts as a guiding light. It reminds both people why they chose each other and what they are working toward. This could be building a family rooted in love and stability, supporting each other's personal growth, serving a cause together, or simply living a life filled with mutual respect and joy. Whatever the goal, having a purpose ensures that the relationship is moving forward with intention, not just drifting from day to day. Purpose also changes how challenges are experienced. Without a larger reason to hold on, difficulties can feel overwhelming and pointless, but when a relationship has a defined purpose, even obstacles become part of the journey, opportunities to grow stronger and more united. The tough times no longer feel like random hardships. They become meaningful tests that deepen your connection and prove the value of your commitment. Another way purpose brings fulfillment is by providing a sense of progress. Humans are wired to seek growth, and relationships are no different. When there is a shared purpose, every achievement, no matter how small, feels significant because it moves you closer to something you both care about. Each step forward brings a sense of accomplishment that strengthens both the bond and the individuals within it. Purpose also nurtures gratitude. When you know the why behind your relationship, you begin to appreciate the how and the who on a deeper level. You recognize the effort your partner puts in, the shared moments of joy, and the sacrifices made for your common vision. This gratitude feeds emotional satisfaction, making the relationship feel richer and more rewarding. Importantly, fulfillment does not come only from achieving the purpose, but from living it every day. If your purpose is to grow together, fulfillment comes in each conversation that deepens understanding. If your purpose is to build a home filled with warmth, fulfillment comes in each act of kindness and care. The journey itself becomes a source of joy because every moment aligns with your deeper reason for being together. In the end, purpose transforms relationships from something that simply exists into something that thrives. It turns ordinary days into meaningful experiences and challenges into stepping stones. When a relationship is driven by purpose, fulfillment is not a distant reward. It is woven into the daily life you share. And that is the true beauty of purpose. It makes love not just something you feel, but something you live every single day.